Greetings guys, it's Irish. In the last video, I started my commitment to Awesome Window Manager. I showed you how to install it at least on a Gen 2 system. So I've made some changes since then. Thought I would show you guys what I did. So the first thing that I did was I got rid of the gaps. So if we go to the rc.lua file and say hints. So to get rid of the gaps that were in between here, you would want to go to the awful.rules, and then under properties, you would want to say size underscore hints underscore honor equals false, and then make sure you do put a comma here. If you don't, the compiler for the RC or for the Lua language will, error out, and it will so Awesome will revert back to the default. So just make sure that you do put a comma at the end of this, because if it is in a list like this, you would need to put a comma if anything's after it. Second thing that I did was I changed my theme. So if we come back here, so it does go by default, the default theme, which isn't bad starting off, but last time that I was on Awesome for like a month or whatever, I went to the Zenburn theme because many people in the LDC who were using Awesome at the time were using the Zenburn theme. So to change that, you would want to say it's under the variable definitions and then themes. So I was going to put the pathway to it, but in this newer version, it looks like they completely have the default pathway to these theme.luas. So all you would have to say is which theme. So if I wanted to go back to the default, all I would have to do is replace Zenburn with the default. Or if you create your own theme, you would want to, once again, you can put it in that pathway, the user share awesome, and then themes, and then all you have to do is just change the name. So it's a lot simpler right now than it was in the past, where you did have to put the full pathway. So that's I do like that. Second thing that I did last night was I changed this little icon up here. It was the let me actually show you what it looked like really fast. So if we go into Thunar, so again, these themes are under the user share awesome themes, and then here's the different themes. So I do have the Zenburn theme, and then you would want to select this one. So as you can see, it's like the basic awesome icon that everyone knows. I changed that. So I changed it to this guy, but if you are going to change the icon here, I did get this from Google, and it has to be a 16 by 16 pixel size. So if we go to this, as you see, it's a little tiny little guy here. If we go to properties, image, as you can see, it's 16 by 16. Now, this image came by like a 500 by 500, but there is a way to change that. Most distributions, I don't know if it comes by default or if it comes with another package, but there's a program called Image Magic that will allow you to change can convert it from JPEG to PD or PNF or PNG, or you can change the size. So I found this handy little how-to guide, which I will leave in the description below. So it does tell you how to install it on a Ubuntu base, but it still works the same. So to convert it from like a PNG to a JPEG, you just say convert this, and then this is the size. So you would say convert the image that you want to convert dash resize the pixel size, and then you can name it the same as before, and then you just move it. So where this for the pathway for that is located is actually in the it's actually in the same location as before. So it would actually be here. It's under the theme.lua. And then if we go down here, it's located right here. So it's theme.awesome underscore icon equals theme underscore path dot dot. So like before with the theme, it actually has a default theme path. Now, as you see here, I actually tried to keep it in my home directory and then just pipe the pathway here. However, that failed, so I decided to move the awesome icon.png to this location. It just makes it a lot simpler if you just keep everything the same. So the next thing I did was, there's one little thing that I just do not like about some of these default key bindings. So by default, if we open up a thing, if you do Mod Shift C, it would close out the program. And if you did a Mod Shift Q, it would exit awesome altogether. So I changed that from sorry, quit. So yeah, so the Mod Shift C will completely quit the entire awesome, and then I changed the exit of these things to Mod Shift Q. It's just simple. I don't know why they chose Mod Shift C as a way to exit out a window. I do understand the logic behind Mod Shift Q to quit the entire awesome window manager, but I prefer it this way. I think it was by default in i3, so I tried to transfer some of the stuff from i3 to awesome when I did this the first time around. So the second thing, or the last thing that I did last night was to create these top icons here besides this guy. So I did go back recently and did listen to my awesome.com or my awesome window manager configuration video that I used to do. And I used to put these in the xinitrc. I think why I didn't do that was because, or why I did that was because anytime I refresh, the network manager applet and the volume icon, this thing, will actually repeat itself the way that I'll show you guys how to do it. And it was hard to exit out of the network manager applets. But I don't refresh these as often, so I'm just going to do it this way. So I put this the very last thing. Again, you could probably put this anywhere in the configuration file, but I just do it the last thing. So if you do awful.util and then .spawn underscore with underscore shell, and then in the parentheses and in the quotations you would put the script or the service that you would run. So if you were running like a conky, I'm assuming you could spawn it with the shell itself. If I wanted to put the network applet, network manager applet, I would just do that and then just replace what's in the quotations with nm-applet, and everything should work out. The very last thing I did was, because I know what I'm going to try to do the next few days, was I installed a library that is very handy. It's called Vicious. Now, there's certain libraries that you can install alongside Awesome that you could theme or add widgets to these top bar or in general, and it could fit inside Awesome, but you need certain libraries to do that. Similarly, like in Xmonad, to really configure it, you would actually need the xmonad dash contrib for contributions that people have done. So in the next video, or in these next few days, maybe over the weekend, I will add my battery widget, maybe my core temperature, my brightness control, and maybe, I guess I can put my volume on there, but I do have this little guy. It is nice to see the percentage, so just to make sure that I'm at a pretty good percentage, and I'm not going to blow my ears out if I put a headset in or anything else like that. My future plans with this is to make this top bar just a little bit bigger and maybe change the font to maybe Hermit or another unique font. If you guys have any suggestions on good fonts, please put them down in the comment below. I'm interested. I've always used Droid Sans Mono, I believe, or Powerline Powerline fonts, the Droid Sans. So I'm trying to maybe play around with some different fonts. So if you guys have any cool fonts that you guys use in your configurations, please let me know. But yeah, that's it that I have so far within these few days that I've been on Awesome. I'm liking it okay. Oh, the one other thing that I did was on these boxes there were title bars that you could minimize, exit, stuff like that. So to get rid of that, so the title bar would be add title bars. So if we go under rule, any properties, title bars enabled equals false, we'll actually eliminate it. So just to show you, if we put this as true, right, and then refresh it, open it up, you'll notice that these bars here, this is what I was telling you about. That I just don't understand why they added those. So if we go back, say false, colon right, refresh. It's just simpler that way. I just feel like your window shouldn't be taken up by an ugly bar here. Same thing happened in i3, I believe. Like by default, I just don't understand the little title bars. But you know, everyone likes stuff differently. And just to point out, every time that you refresh and the spawn with shell, stuff like this will respawn itself. So that's why I did it again in the xinitrc file. So it's just a little nuisance. I'm sure there's another way of doing these bars here, but I'll figure it out and let you guys know about it. But if you guys want to see something else with Awesome or another window manager you want me to try out, please put that in the comments below, and hopefully you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch you later.